Hello, gentle viewers. This is Avindian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's go ahead and talk about a couple things that came up in the comments to last week's episode. First of all, a great call by Tom Lehman. I can just schedule the expansion draft, so I'm going to do that right now. This is fine. I'm going to set this to 4 years because No, 3 years is fine. Wait, what? I'm trying to remember. Yes. I'm trying to remember if we get 4 years at the minimum now or 3 years at the minimum. Because basically, I don't want the expansion teams to get people making the major league minimum. Let's see here. 7 years for free agency and 4 years. So I will set it to 4. But other than that, I will let it be as is. Up here, we're going to Vegas and Jacksonville. That's fun. It'll be 4 years. And I'll say they can't pick more than 3 players from one team. Like, 45 picks is perfectly fine. So let expand league, and I will hit... Okay. The Las Vegas Trojans and the Jacksonville Bees, I think, were the two franchises. Yeah. So that's cool. The other thing I want to talk a little bit about is the difference between a good offensive and a good defensive player. One of the commenters had made an important comment about AJ Gracia. Namely, he's not a very good defender, which is accurate, and that therefore we shouldn't seek to keep him. It's important to keep in mind how valuable defense is considered in the grand scheme of things. It's one of those things where if you watch a lot of baseball, you have a very different opinion. Because we can all imagine countless games where we see a defensive miscue cost the team the game. But the truth is that, mathematically speaking, a player who costs his team 10 runs defensively costs his team 1 win in the standings. This offsets our offensive contributions, of course. So in the case of Mr. Gracia, he basically cost us a win and part of a second one by his bad defense. But when it comes to wins above replacement, he actually gave us 3 wins above replacement because he was such a good hitter. And that's why you have to consider where to make your trade-offs here. I'm not saying we're going to keep him. There's other considerations, of course. But the truth is, he's been good for the team. And just because he's not a very good outfielder doesn't mean he's not a good contributor. And that's one of the big takeaways that you have to consider as you're building your team. In a perfect world, I would love to have a guy like AJ Gracia who is also a good defender. But if I have a choice between a great defender in left field who can't hit or a great hitter who can't field, I'm going to take the second one every day of the week. No hesitation. Now, I'd only do this at a couple of positions, namely left and right field and first base. At other positions, defense matters more. And I'm going to take that much more into account. Now, you could also add in, and perhaps quite rightly, that an ineffective outfielder could hurt your pitching staff. But that's one of those things where even the very worst outfielder you can imagine isn't so terrible that they're going to cripple your team just by playing in the corner outfield. Because the truth of the matter is, you don't have to be a brilliant defender to play left field well. You could be an average or even a bad defender and still get the job done more or less. Now, he obviously has some very serious range limitations. But if you're going to put somebody immobile on your team, putting him in the outfield, in the corner outfield, isn't the worst place to put him. So that's something I wanted to address. And it's one of those things where if you don't think about the math, if you don't think about how the stats work, you're going to be thinking, well, if he's a really bad outfielder, surely he's hurting the team. And he is, but just not by as much as you might think. In addition, he only has 3 errors, and while errors are completely subjective, this is more, I will not move if the ball is hit toward me, I'll just hope it lands in my glove, which means he's not very good in the outfield. Now, if we look at some of his range numbers here, I think we'll back that up. Like here we see, it looks like he makes the routine plays and the likely plays, and then he just kind of gives up. Because he doesn't want to get charged with an error. And that is very typical. That is not a rare thing among certain major league players. I'm thinking of Mike Bordick for the Baltimore Orioles in the late 90s, early 2000s, who had an error-free season, but his range was god-awful because he literally wouldn't move unless the ball was hit directly at him. Or if you could, easily pick it up. Whereas a player like an Omar Vizquel might have more errors because he's diving to try to get to balls that are nowhere near him. And if he just gets a few of those, great. But then the official score decides, you made an error. Because you didn't quite get to that ball, even though most players wouldn't have even been in the ballpark. So, all that is to say, I don't think AJ Gracia playing left field hurts us as much as his bat helps us. So that's where I am on that. The other thing that people had suggested is trading Tiong. And he has definitely been one of our best pitchers and also definitely been a big issue because of his lack of movement. He throws it real hard but real straight, which makes him relatively easy to give up homers. However, he is a left-handed pitcher. And our ballpark isn't kind to left-handed pitchers. Well, sorry, our ballpark isn't kind to right-handed hitters. So that's another thing to consider here. And before he got hurt, he was putting up the lowest home run rate of his career. So, do we trade Tiong? Do we keep him? It's really hard to say. Lastly, a bunch of people all posted about whether or not I should play elimination games. And thankfully, I have to make that decision today. Because we won't be actually starting the season this episode. That'll be next episode. And I'm still very divided on it. One thing a commenter was really kind about pointing out is what I didn't realize. I don't watch other OOTP channels. It's just not something that I do for fun. I'd rather play the game myself than watch someone else do it. Not that I want you to not watch my videos, but I'm just explaining that's why I didn't know this. And apparently lots of people play most or even every game. I would find that boring. I'm sorry. I just don't think I could do that. So I will leave it up to seeing how the next season goes and go from there. The last thing I wanted to mention before we start making hard decisions is there's a sense that this team has been a failure. And based purely on the trajectory of Tabby won a World Series, that's true. I'm not going to dispute that at all. But we have built a consistent playoff contender that gets to the playoffs pretty much every year. We can't quite get over the hump, but we've been really, really good for a very long time. We've won 5 division titles in however many years it's been, 13 years. We've been to the playoffs even more than that. So I don't want to mess with the formula too much. I don't want to change the complexion of the team in such a dramatic way that we can no longer get to the playoffs. So that's kind of where I am right now. And that's how I'm going. That's what's going to inform my decision making. But first of all, let's check on coaches. Oh, you know what? I got to submit my protection list, don't I? Okay. But I do need to check on coaches to make sure I need to hire anybody. I do need a new pitching coach. That's why Bizzardo wouldn't take a promotion because he's a big fat weirdo. Give him to me. Become my AAA pitching coach, my dude. And then a rookie league pitching coach. Let's go ahead and grab this gentleman. Done. How much money do I have to work with? I have none. Well, we're not that far off of making a profit, and a big part of this is going to be, what do we do about arbitration? So when is the expansion draft? The expansion draft is after free agency filings. That is very unfortunate. Because it means that unless I protect players that I sign in free agency, I'm going to lose them right away. So I'm actually going to wait until after free agency filings to decide if there's... Oh, no, wait, because even if I sign them on day one, they're not going to join that quickly. Maybe I'm worrying over nothing. My owner has given me the goal of re-signing Alek Manoah. But I don't have to do that yet because he still has a year left on his contract. So that's fine. That's whatever. So let's start talking arbitration. And let's make the easy calls first. First of all, Gofredo Romo has, for whatever reason, and maybe it's as one commenter suggested, because he's a right-handed pitcher, meaning the lefties can tee off on him a little bit easier. For whatever reason, he has not worked out. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that at all. We got a player we thought would turn out to be really helpful, and he just hasn't been. So Romo, thank you for your service. You're done. Lejeune Deacudis, equally. It should have worked out better than it did. It didn't. What a shame. You're done. I'm not bringing you back either. That's easy. I would like to... Oh, I can't offer you because you're coming off a major league deal. That's right. And I think last time I did offer one minor league deal. So right now, Romo is in our starting rotation. We're going to lose Romo. That is a given. There's nothing that can be done about that. We're not bringing him back. So what this means is that it would be pretty short-sighted to trade Tiong if I didn't have a player who could fill the role effectively. Do I have that player in the minors? The answer to that question certainly seems like a no to me. I'm not saying that everybody is untouchable, but I can't have that much turnover. Especially when Zach Whitney has gone from being a potentially top-tier prospect to merely being whatever. Still good, though. Still good, and I'm happy to keep him. So that's one thing we need to consider. I know Matos is fragile, and I know he hasn't quite measured up, but I equally know I don't have a replacement for him. And that's what's going to keep coming up. Even if I agree that a player is maybe not the best, I'm not going to trade him just for the sake of trading him because I don't have replacements. So the pickle that we're currently in is that I just don't have enough quality starting pitchers. Which, you may argue, nobody does. Fair. Which means the first decision we're going to make is I'm going to go and offer Steve Myers a 1-year deal. It's not sexy, it's not glamorous, but it needs to be done. Buddy? Oh, I see what his complaint is. That's fine. I'll give you $950,000. There you go. That's done. Easy choice. I have a bunch of relievers wanting a bunch of money. And I can't keep them. I can't. Not without making serious cuts in other places, which, yes, I could do that. My development budget's pretty high. I don't really feel that I can afford to keep both of them no matter what. And here's the thing. Ramon Gonzalez will never be more valuable than he is right this minute. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait to see if he wins Reliever of the Year again. Because if he does, then that enhances his trade profile even farther. Jared Thomas can't catch anymore. You get non-tendered, my friend. Not even going to try to trade you because no one's going to offer for you. I can't give up on Tiong. I can't. Can't be done. It sucks. I wish I had a way to guarantee he'd do better. But I don't have a deep enough rotation to punt on him yet. So, Mr. Tiong, I'm not paying you that much money. Not without a lot more protection. To get out of the deal early if I want to. There's also the morale factor, which is definitely important. Because he's considered a captain, and I don't think I have another one. Do I? I have many captains. That's good to know. Yeah, Tiong, my dude, I'm going to go ahead and give you your 1-year deal for $5 million. That's all I'm going to give you for right now. I'm not ready to lock you up long term. Easy, no-brainer choice. I need starters. He's a good one. Even if he does get hurt every once in a while, $5 million is more than reasonable. Victor Medeiros. I can get relievers on... I can't trade you. I'm going to non-tender you. Because there's a very good chance you won't come back from this injury the way that you left. And $4 million for a middle reliever is absurd. No. Mr. Ramon Gonzalez. At some point, I need to back up the Brinks truck and start paying a reliever. I can't keep affording to just dump relievers and replace them. But maybe I can. I've been getting really good relievers just by pulling them off the the waiver wire or free agency. But I'm not going to non-tender Gonzalez. I want to trade him. Because I want to trade him, I'm going to wait till after the award season happens, and then I will trade him. I also need to make some space on the 40-man to protect people for the Rule 5 draft, but we'll worry about that later on. Yeah, we'll do that. So, let me advance to the end of award season, and then we'll go from there. We got Myers, we got Tiong, and Corrales agreed to stay. How much am I paying Mozeliak? Oh, that's my scouting director. Fuck you. You don't get my scouting director. I like him. He's the perfect choice for our team. No. I will happily keep you. You're making a lot of money, but you're worth it. You've been a great scouting director, and I don't want to lose you. You're my best friend. Anyway. Moving on. Robeson wants to sign with another team. I will offer you the $70,000 and see if that's enough to convince you to stay. Or join us. Ah, it's this issue again. Oh, let's bump it up to 100 grand. Anybody worth grabbing? Not really. I can do better. You know what, dude? You're just wanting to sign with somebody else. I'm not going to bother anymore. Give me David Anderson instead. God damn it, really? No, I'm not making you the bench coach. I want to do it for my open job, which is rookie league pitching coach. $125,000. Let's go. Because I don't want to be dealing with this shit all season long. Oh, for fuck's sake. You definitely are not getting more money. Someone else is giving you a better job. That is what you were telling me. And the fact that the game just keeps saying, oh, I want more money. I'm not going to pay you that much money. You're not worth it. I'll go for Matt Parashow. Then too, I'm also fighting with somebody who had a job. So they probably just offered him more to stay. Which is fair. I've consistently been quite good. I'm going to increase ticket prices by $1. And then we're going to sim through the rest of the awards. Oh my god, no you don't. Oh, you actually just want more money. Okay, that's fine. Oh, Hall of Fame voting. Let's do that. Jose Abreu is borderline. He's real borderline. I think if we include his career in Cuban baseball, it might be enough to push me over the hump. Because his major league career was fine, right? It's good. It's just not outstanding. But I think overall it's good enough. Nolan Arenado, yes please. Chris Bryant just wasn't good enough for long enough, in my opinion. I'll come back to him after I've looked at the other people that are up. Yes. Absolutely not. Yes. Jacob deGrom, cautiously yes. Yeah, Aaron Judge, no. That's an emphatic no on Aaron Judge. DJ LeMahieu is probably going to get quite a few votes, even if I don't vote for him. I'll vote for Yadi Molina, not Aaron Nola, not JT Realmuto. Anthony Rendon, maybe. I'm missing any of the other really big ones. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton hits lots of home runs and draws walks. I think I'll vote for him. Okay, in real life, Will Smith doesn't even make the ballot. Like, he's not even an option. That's kind of weird. I do think Chris Sale deserves it. Rendon, sure, and then Realmuto. I'm gonna go for David Price one last time. Yeah, I'm comfortable with this. Let's go ahead and vote. How do we do awards-wise? Do we literally win no awards whatsoever? Like, not even a Gold Glove or a Silver Slugger? Medeiros and Gonzalez both got some decent votes there. Micah Boddicker was not better than Garrett Gunnels. This is highway robbery. But whatever. Man, you know what? I was better than Ridings. I should get Manager of the Year. Were the Giants like absolutely terrible the year before? Is that what I keep running into? I only won 15 more games and made the playoffs, so congrats to him, but I still think I should have gotten it. I should get it every year. Because I'm the best, baby. Really? What does the man have to do to bogart all the quality pitching coach talent? Game, stop it. Stop saying it's money. I don't know why that bothers me, but it does. Here, you know what? Jim Harder. He's not going to turn me down. Alright, finish today. Okay. So, I still have two outstanding issues. Ramon Gonzalez and AJ Gracia. Can I replace Gracia's bat? Probably not. But a full year of Sandoval in left field might not be that much worse. So I am going to go ahead and trade Gracia. Let's see what kind of deal I can get for Gracia. I will take all players and I'll look at prospects and regulars. Okay, so it's a pretty crappy load of guys. It's mostly players who, quite frankly, are not improvements over what I've already got. I mean, Dave Hoy's not terrible. Oh, you're doing it again, game. I can't blame the game for that. That's me. I was looking at Hall of Famers again, so I didn't get the most accurate information. Right, let's try this again. Dave Hoy is not a bad pitcher. He's very much a journeyman, so maybe I should see if I can do a little bit better. But even if I can't, I think that's probably the offer I would go for. I know the game loves Robbie Sexton. He's a great hitter, but I'm kind of okay at first base for right now. Either with JJ Goss or even, hell, even Dalen Newstrom at first base could be pretty great. So I'm not worried about that either. Shop a player, please. I guess Dave Hoy. Because the alternative is a non-tender and I get nothing, right? I'm going to see if I can't talk him into throwing in a couple more rookies, but I'm not... Look, a guy like a Nick Rosrio would be amazing, but I don't think you're going to give him to me. I have to give up something pretty damn good to get you to budge on that, so I'm going to pass. Or I offer them Ramon Gonzalez too and try to get really crazy. Let's fucking go. How about Israel Romo? I like the look of him. Oh, right, I can't have him. I can't have him. Jaden Banks, his control's not great, which means I can probably get him. No, you don't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. Billy Robbins doesn't have a lot of stamina, but other than that, he's not a bad pitcher. How about Billy here? Nope. Okay. No, a lot of your relievers aren't actually relievers. I know those feels, though. Yeah, a lot of your pitchers are just not that exciting. Like, Kujoski is probably the one I like the best. And even he is pretty far off from contributing at the Major League level in a meaningful way. I mean, Rosrio might be worth it by himself. Like, he's raw. But holy shit, is he an amazing hitter. Yeah, I am... I wish I could get one more player out of them just so I could feel better. How about Chris Bamberg? Okay. He's not a great hitter, but he's a great fielder. And that is always a valuable thing to have in your system. Can I get Chris Nettles? You're thinking about it. I don't want you to think about it. I don't want you to change your mind. Pat Verdugo sucks. Tommy Logan? You don't even know how to catch. You're pretty raw, my dude. Yeah, I'm good. Done. That cleared up a lot of money for us. And we're only going to get more money very soon here. I am pretty okay with what just happened. Do we bring Romo back? No. I'm not saying 8 million is too much. I'm saying that many years is too much. And at a certain point, I mean, he is what we thought he is. He's given us you know, over 400 innings of okay strikeouts, decent walks, and lots of home runs. And that's just not going to cut it. So, we can now safely sum up to free agency filings, and then we can start deciding who to put on our protection list. Nope. Oh, where is my shiny new rookie, Ross Rio? Because you are most definitely getting locked down by me so that I can make decisions about... And you're going right to A-ball, too. I frankly don't know why you spent the whole season. You know what? Screw it. You're going to Double A. Like, why on earth would you take a player that hit that damn well in A-ball and then send him to rookie ball? That's just silly. So yeah, keep working on him, my dudes, and let's try to get him closer to the majors. And then we'll go right to free agency filings, and then we can do the expansion draft. Decide who we want to keep. Okay. You're not terrible. I don't really need a third baseman, but you're not terrible. Okie dokie. So I'm not going to go for anybody in terms of free agency yet. We're going to worry about that after we've set up our protection list. So I can predict 25 players. Let's do the obvious one first. Garrett Gunnels, you're getting out of my cold dead hands. Let's look at all players, please. Tiong, I want to keep you. Critch, I definitely want to keep you too, but I want to make sure we don't miss on anybody else. Let's make this super easy. Everybody who's ranked a 60 gets added to the roster. Maybe not Goss. Let me go ahead and protect y'all. I want to protect Gillen. I think he still has a lot to offer, and he's very cheap. Jordan Walker is definitely worthy of keeping. Vinny Soriano, please come back. Devin Palau, absolutely. I have big things. I'm hoping for big things from you. Although you are a righty, so you will give up more than a few homers. Emilio Sandoval. Absolutely critical. Dave Albring, yes. Steve Myers, yes. All my starting pitchers get to stay. I don't have the luxury of letting any of you go. Zach Whitney, yes. I don't mind too much if someone takes Jeremy Van Sant off my hands, so that's fine. All right. Carl Brown, keep. Cade Horton. You're an interesting guy. Because I have Salix Brown, and I'd like to actually give him a shot, I think I'm not going to protect you, so that I can protect him instead. What about Jimmy Flavin? I don't really care if someone takes you. I do very much care if someone takes Josh Kemp, though. So let me quickly go there. I shouldn't have to protect either one of them, to be honest with you. But I'm not going to protect Horton. If they want to take Horton, they can have him. Gonzalez, yes. Balderas, yes. Kemp, yes. I just want to try putting him on the 40-man, so I am going to protect him. I really like Mike Burden. He's a good backup, so we'll keep him. Guidry, Sheehan, and Shepard can all be protected. I've got 4 more spots I can protect players for. So if I don't keep Goss, Goss is almost certainly going to be claimed by one of the 2 expansion teams. Am I okay with that? I have Dalen Newstrom. And he's not that awful at first base. He's not great, but he's not terrible. And I've got Pete Richards, who's basically just waiting for a reason to be called up. I don't think we keep Goss. I don't. I have to expose somebody. I want to kind of trick them into taking somebody that I don't want. So Goss is not getting protected. Cade Horton is not getting protected either. Alfred Manny Joyner does not need to be protected. I will keep Bradshaw. He's my backup third baseman. Nothing happens to Walker. I like Chris Orban an awful lot, so I'll protect him too. Leon Paez is my most advanced starting pitcher in the minors. I have to keep him. I can keep one more player. And I think Dave Hoy, the guy I just traded for. Done. Yes. Oh, you're right. He does, doesn't he? And I bet I have to do it for Santos as well. It's expansion draft day. Let's freaking go. I'm going to hit no. Yeah, I knew Goss would get taken. I'm not unhappy about that. Who else did I lose? Give me... logs, expansion draft log. Who else did I lose? Cade Horton. He got taken by Las Vegas. Who else here was from my team? Because I can only take 3 Pirates, right? That's how we'd set it up. Who else here was from the Pirates? Is that it? Did it only take 2 of my players? Goss and Horton? Oh, Charlie Burr. That was my 3rd. That's unfortunate, but okay. Alright. So, Salix Brown, I'm giving you every opportunity to win the second base job in spring training. Emilio Sandoval is going to be playing left field, and Gunnels will play right, and Soriano will play center. I'm going to trade Jimmy Flavin. I just don't need him. And see if I can get another quality prospect for him. At pretty much any position, to be honest with you. Jose Huerta? Maybe. Give me Chris Easted right now. Let's go. Easy layup. Josh Cage, huh? Huh. You're a really freaking good hitter. And if I move you to second, You don't have great range, but that may not be as big an issue. Huh. I've got loads of interesting options at second base now between Brown and Cage. I mean, yes, Cage is somewhat limited in that if he doesn't hit for a high average and hit lots of doubles, he won't be as good a hitter. But I'm willing to give him a shot. Kemp might make the roster as a bat off the bench in the Dalen Newstrom role. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and convert Dalen Newstrom to a first baseman. That's going to be his job for now. And then we'll see how he does over the course of a full season. If I remember right, he can't really hit lefties, so we could definitely have another player handle that job. We'll figure it out. Okie dokie. Now we can start looking at free agents. So what would I most like to prioritize? Starting pitcher, I think, would be good. Maybe a reliever or two. I think that's it. I think that's really all I want to really push for. Because I'm pretty happy with the rest of the team the way it is. And Emilio Sandoval has more than earned a full shot to play left field for us. That's for sure. So yeah, starting pitcher and maybe second base, but definitely starting pitcher is what we want to look for on the free agent list. I mean, if Kemp Alderman could actually play, I'd consider grabbing him actually. Can you please make sure to give me whether or not they have a comp pick? My dudes. I guess I can check that easily enough. Really? Mason went for $1.7 million. Really? If I needed a shortstop or even wanted an extra shortstop, I would definitely grab him. Bringing back Gracia for $1.2 million would actually be a really good deal. But he's blocking Sandoval at this point. Then again, I could just grab Gracia and just use him as like an amazing pinch hitter. And he's $1.2 million. I can't stress that enough. Yeah, I'll offer it. All right. Manny Lopez has quite good stamina. He is a lefty. And he's got 3 pitches. And he still has a lot of room to get better. I'm not really seeing a downside other than the amount of money he costs. But I do have some cash on hand. The question is, can I get a player of his talent level for less money? Like a Joe Burcham. No, Burcham's not that good. Mick Abel is somewhat intriguing. The thing is, though, we need a big game pitcher, and I'm frankly not seeing one right now. I am not signing who. Takashi has the same problem that the others do. Lopez would be a decent investment. He is a side armor, though. So his career as a starting pitcher might not be that long. Honestly, I will take Garrett Burham, and I will offer him his minor league request. Because it's basically house money. There really isn't a starting pitcher that's worth cracking open the checkbook for. So let's look at relievers. Although the name Marquise and Hence, that's pretty great. Edouard Segovia, Carter Daniels. There's so many relievers that are available. I frankly feel like I should just wait and see how things shake up after spring training or grab people off the waiver wire. I just don't feel... let's at least look at second baseman, right? I mean, yeah, there's Mike Hutner, but I can't afford him for sure. He'd look mighty sweet if we could, but no, I can't afford that. You're not very good. Our old pal Cole Young, how have you been doing since we traded you? Not well. Not well. Yeah, I just don't really feel compelled to take any of these players, really. I think there's enough exciting talent in my high minors that I'm more than willing to wait. I could get Noah Smith back. I could bring him back home for the low price of $3.8 million. But again, I think we have enough interesting players at second base that I'm more than willing to give one of them a shot to win the job. And if they don't win it, someone else can. I've got plenty of talented relievers. I don't really feel rushed to replace any of them. I mean, a starter in the mid-50s would be worth grabbing. So let's look back at the starters again. You know what, Joe Field? I think you're worth it. You're an extreme ground ball guy. You have all the tools. You haven't been a great starter. I'm not quite sure why, though. Because you really shouldn't be giving up that many home runs given your talent. But for a one-year rental, I could certainly do a whole heck of a lot worse than Joe Field. And I don't think it's going to cost me a draft pick either. I'm not signing you for that long, though. 3 years and 2 team options. That's my offer. Take it or leave it. If you pitch well, I'll keep you. If you don't, I won't. Oh, good. Brewers want Edgar Guzman, and they're giving me nothing. No thanks. It's really just a bad deal, and I don't know, again, why the game has gone to the lengths of, here's every bad reliever in human history. Nope, I'm happy with my current first baseman, thanks. And I don't want a bad pitcher. We did get Burhen, so that's a nice little backup for the minors. Winter meetings are over. That'll hopefully also end their ridiculous trade offers that no sane person would ever take. Alright, Rule 5 draft time. Is there anyone important I need to throw on the 40-man? Chris Eastad, yes. I will keep him. Chris Orban, yes. I like his overall talent level. Like, if someone takes Burhan, they take Burhan. I'm not going to put him on the 40-man and guarantee him a roster spot just because he might get taken. And I guess Dave Hoy. No, because I don't think he'll get taken. Jose Marin, on the other hand, might. Again, the question is whether I want to keep him. And I'm not that convinced it's that crucial to keep him. Yeah, I think I'm good. Ricky, I definitely need to get you out of that league, so I'm going to send you up to short season A to get some more playing time. That looks good. Okay, I also have a few spots to take some Rule 5 guys of my own, if there's interesting players, so please remove my filter. And give me all of the players. And let's sim right on up till it's my turn to pick. Ramon Ramirez is an interesting player, to be sure. Teofilo Vera is not like super exceptional, but I think he's good enough to fill out the back part of the bullpen and maybe get some reps in the minors. Bill Diaz is trash. I will go ahead and grab Vera. Take him. Lydell, if you were even a little bit good at playing catcher, I'd think about it, but you're not. Oh wait, you're my pitcher, aren't you? Yeah, I'll just put you on the 40-man so no one else can take you. I'm not going to figure out what to do with you later. Jerry Jennings, not really. I'm done. I do need a backup catcher. I didn't realize that. I better start looking at catchers. That is an important decision that I'm going to have to make. I could bring Zion Rose back for the low price of $10 million. I could get Kemp Alderman, who can't actually catch. Or I could take Henry Davis for cheaper than either of them. Ooh, his ability's not very good. Never mind. Diego Cartaya is more my speed. I know he's wrecked, though. I could bring Ali Sanchez back. He's a really good defensive catcher, and I kind of think I do want to bring him back. Unless there's like secretly like a brilliant hitter who also can catch, which I don't think that there is. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring Ollie Sanchez back. $3 million for a backup catcher isn't the worst price I've ever heard. And then on opening day, we will do a bit of sniffing around to see what we can acquire there. We got Gracia. Hall of Fame voting and nobody made it. It's kind of surprising, actually. Man, Joe Field, here we go, or Joe Field, was really not wanting to sign. That was kind of weird, but I'll take it. So both of you are going to get put... Oh, I need to clear up some room on the 40 man. That's easily done. Joe Ferry can't catch. I will designate him for assignment. I'm going to do the thing with Jeremy Van Sant. To be honest, neither one of them is all that great. And then we can add Joe and Gracia back to the fold. But make no mistake, Gracia, you are here in a backup role. You are not here to be the starting outfielder. So just accept it. You both cleared waivers, as I thought you might. Why are you not wanting to go? Oh, you will. I just didn't hit the button right. That's on me. Ali Sanchez, could you do me a favor and sign, please? So I can make sure to have a 40-man roster spot available for you. And there we go. Perfect. So I do need to make a 40-man spot for you. That's not a problem. Maybe I'm being a bit silly about insisting on keeping Paez, but I really don't want to give him away for nothing, and I don't know that he'd clear waivers. Yeah, Greg Middleton, you're not terrible, but you're probably the most... Edgar Guzman is also someone I might consider taking over a corner outfield spot. He just kind of has gotten trapped. But he's definitely worthy of consideration as well, so I don't want to trade him yet. I guess, look, with Middleton, I'm well set up for center field, but Orban can also play it. And Orban is younger, but Middleton has a Gold Glove. I don't know how he pulled that off, but he did. I love all of my players. I don't want to give up any of them. I'm going to trade Josh Sarin and see what I can acquire for him. You don't want Jerry Jennings? I'll take Jerry Jennings. Yeah, I'll take that. Done. Okie dokie. So now I have the necessary 40-man spot to promote Ollie Sanchez. I might actually make Sanchez a starter and let Shepard back up and see how he does. But we're also going to take a very close look at the waiver wire once spring training is done. $150 million. We're going to earn money. That's very exciting. Because my manager is a nice guy, unlike the owner of the Dodgers, who's just an asshole, quite frankly. But I definitely want to keep some money available to sign some international free agents in case we find a couple that are of high quality. Time for some water. I feel cautiously optimistic about this team. We'll just have to see what happens in spring training. I'm particularly curious to see if Josh Cage has a chance to make the roster. We'll throw Jerry Jennings in the mix. He can have a shot. Victor Rivera's probably at least earned a chance at some major league playing time, but he's not going to stick. And neither is Danny Bell. Let's get Garrett Burhan up. Anybody else I'd like to give a shot to in spring training? I don't think so. Yeah, I really don't think so. Oh, where's Edgar Guzman? Oh, he's already up in the majors. Perfect. All right. Then let us, without further ado, let me go and put Santos on the injured list right now. Wrong one. Sorry. There you go. Plus, that'll give me a 40-man spot so that I can claim somebody if I've mind. I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last season. I'm going to go ahead and have everybody get set up. I guess Jennings isn't the worst choice, actually. He's a much better defender than Dalen Newstrom. Let's see how this turns out. I will manually put Guidry third in the pecking order because I do want to give the rookies a chance to see if they can handle it. Yeah, Gracia's backup first baseman is not something that I'd considered, but I will take it very quickly. And this looks solid. This looks like lots of players getting lots of playing time. That's what you like to see. And then 6-man rotation for the spring, and let's get that filled out. Yeah, Palau is going to be interesting. I want to see what he can manage with a bit more regular starting time, but I think he could be a good one too. And we can go ahead and get simming. That's unfortunate for Ricky Balderas, but it's not enough to really stop me from continuing because he's just a reliever. Oh, JJ Matos. One of these seasons you'll actually get to play on opening day. Today is not that year. We're not playing very well in the spring, are we? Save it for the regular seasons, boys. Save it for the regular season. Chris Wog. It's an orcish crusade. Any big player development news? Not really. Adam Shepard got better. Ali Sanchez got a touch worse. Pete Richards got better. Dalen Newstrom got better. Jerry Jennings got a touch worse. No, actually, no. He actually got quite a bit better. Guidry got better. Cage got better. Brown got better a little bit. And then Sheehan and Gillen did Sheehan and Gillen things. How much money? Zion Rose got $3.4 million. I actually would have considered him at that amount of money. Oh well. All right. So let's make the easy calls. Matos to the IL. Balderas, I'm just going to send you to AAA. Like, okay, fine. But I'm going to send you to AAA. Any other injuries? No. Okie dokie. I have 19 pitchers. Ideally, I don't want to carry more than 13. So who is the least high quality? Heasted, minors. Paez, minors. Myers has really bad control, doesn't he? He's got really bad control. I can't trust him. I'm going to trade him with extreme prejudice. I'm getting some surprisingly intriguing offers, which I certainly didn't expect when I offered him up. I could corner the market on interesting first baseman. That's always a choice. No, maybe. Can either of you actually catch and hit at least a little bit? Avenger can. Yeah, let's get Avenger and see if we can get them to throw in another prospect or two. But probably not. Jose Roussel, maybe. You can see if they'll throw him into the deal. I think that's fine. I don't need an amazing deal here. And I can always grab another starter off of waivers. Okay, we are now down to 16 pitchers. 3 more have to be sent down. If literally any of you were left-handed other than Manny Rosales... Oh, Manny Rosales goes to the minors. He's got both low control and low movement, which is not a great look. And 2 more. The thing with Whitney is that Whitney consistently outperforms his talent level, and so I'd like to give him another shot in the rotation this year. Unless he gets something that's really, really good instead. Oh, Critch is the one who's my only lefty. That makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and give Vera back to the Twins. I don't think he's good enough to stash on the roster. Kevin Sturm hasn't pitched in the majors yet. Let's send him to AAA. And that puts me at 13... Let me see how we're doing with hitters, and then I'll determine if I want the rest to be hitters. Got to get rid of 11 hitters. Okay. Jerry Jennings, you're going to AAA. You're a very good hitter, and I'm not going to take that away from you, but you're also still very, very raw. And either Richards or Newsome would be better than you. Jamie Bradshaw to the minors. Danny Bell to the minors. Victor Rivera to the minors. We got way too many outfielders. Goodbye, Greg Middleton. Do I want to give up Guzman? I can send Kemp to the minors. I still got to get rid of 5 more players. I need to think. Game. Pete Richards to the minors. I'm going to let Newsome have the first base job out of spring training and see how badly he muffs it and then decide from there. Who's the better second baseman? They're actually about the same. But Salix Brown has 2 full seasons in the minors. And he's been a solid contributor there. Josh Cage hasn't even played in AAA yet. So I'm going to send him to AAA for now. And just let him develop. But I am going to go ahead and put him on my do not move list. So that he gets plenty of attention. Alright. I don't need Sheehan and Burden. I may not need Burden at all. Because Guidry can play all 3 outfield positions pretty well. Although he is losing his range. That's true. So got to go to 3 more players. I can't take 6 outfielders. It cannot be done. I'm going to send Orban to the minors. Because I can always get Sheehan to play center. I also have too many infielders. I'm going to try to sneak Burden through waivers. It may not work, but I'm going to try. And we come back to the classic question of, do I carry 13 pitchers or do I carry... Oh, no. Oh, my God, I'm an idiot. It's 26 players, isn't it? I can keep this roster as is. Great. All right. This looks good. I'm willing to play Newstrom at first. Why not play Gracia at first? Like, I know he's really bad, but Gracia is also a much better hitter than Newstrom. Why not try it out? And then Newstrom can be a pinch hit bat. We can see how that works out for us. Okay. I know I said Sandoval is going to be my starting left fielder. I want him to be my starting left fielder. But he's had really very little time in AAA. So I'm actually going to go ahead and send down Sandoval. No, I'm not going to send down Sandoval. Unless I call up Orban. Which just gives us a lot of pop off the bench, does Mr. Orban. So I think I will do that. I'm going to swap Sandoval for Orban. Because Sandoval needs to play every day. And I'm not convinced that he can play every day on this current roster. Not when I need contact hitting. And whatever his other faults, Edgar Guzman hits for contact like a champ. So I think that's what's going to happen. We're going to let Guzman play left, Gunnels will play right, Soriano will play in center. And then we'll see what happens with everyone else. But I got to get the big contact bats in the lineup if we're going to have people on base for people like Gracia to be lighting stuff up. Does Gracia have a hole in his swing? Do I platoon him with Newstrom? No, because Newstrom actually is a platoon bat. Yeah, he can only really handle right-handed pitching. Okay. Salix Brown is maybe not as worthy as Josh Cage, given Josh Cage's ridiculous bat potency. But Josh Cage has also never played above Double-A. And I think one more year in the minors would be very smart. To give him a chance, and maybe see if we can improve his defense a bit. But I'll frankly just settle for him improving everything else. And then he can talk about having the opening day job next season. If Brown gets off to a really rough start, I'll probably kick Brown to the minors. But I think this is okay. I think this is going to give us the best possible team what we have here. I know I'm really punting on first base. I'm really punting on it. And if I had a DH, Gracia would be locked in. But $1.2 million for a first baseman is pretty great, right? pretty great. So let us sum up to opening day, and then we will go ahead and get our team set up for the 2027 year. 27, 37, 37? I don't remember. Ricky Peral, now at 7th. Hey, Cole Young got a job for the Yankees. Good. I kind of did Cole Young dirty. I think he had a better chance to be successful than he turned out to be, but it is what it is. Anyone need to be placed on the 40-man? No, I think everyone that got selected was already on the 40-man. Great. Okay. Oh, except for Burhan. Yeah, Burhan, welcome to the major leagues. You made it. Congrats. And everyone else is set. All right. So we're going to start with the pitching staff. Real simple. 5-man rotation. Starter. Tiong is the ace. Joe Field is the number 2. Devin Palau is the number 3. So what we're doing is we're getting our big homer guys. They're not back-to-back anymore. So hopefully that'll reduce chance of really bad things happening. If I set Albring to starting pitcher, who is the worst between Albring, Burhan, and Whitney? They're all about the same, actually. Except Albring and Burnham have stuff. I think we're going to go Whitney and Albring. Because Albring has slightly better stuff. I think that'll be fine for right now. Whitney, I'm going to go ahead and give you a 100 pitch count now. And then that's all that set. All relievers. Burhan, you are emergency starter, long reliever. Critch, you are anti-lefty. Plus some middle relief innings now and again. Who's the new closer? That's a great question. Is it Manoah? It's Manoah or Martin. And unlike Martin, Manoah has... Oh, you know what? That's an issue. Both of them struggle against lefties a bit, but Martin is better against lefties. He does have better control. I'm going to give it to Baloo. I think he's earned at least a chance to be the closer, and then we can build the rest of the pen out from him. 8th plus. Martin and Manoah are definitely my setup guys. My setup gents, if you will. And I'm going to put Martin in the 6th spot just because I want to make sure that he gets a chance to just start working into the game. I'd also like one more long man. Or somebody could do middle/long. And I think it's going to be Rene Vasquez. Yeah. So we'll do that. You're going to be middle/long in case I need a few extra innings. This looks okay. It's not perfect, but it's pretty solid. And I'm pretty happy on the whole with what our bullpen looks like. And Vasquez, I want you to avoid high leverage because you have the worst movement on the team by far. So I don't want you up when we might need a big home run. When we might be scared of a big home run. Let's check the waiver wire super fast. can we get a really good starting pitcher? Chris Ortiz is as good as it gets. Well, I guess that's to be expected. People aren't going to let a good starter go that easily. That's fine. We can always try to sign one. Actually, that's a good idea, too. Victor Medeiros. Oh, you were my reliever. Yeah, I'm not going to make you a starter. I'm not that stupid. Am I? No. Oh, you're out for like 5 months. That would be stupid. I'm not going to sign you just to not have you. Yeah, this got real bad real fast. No. Not going to do it. Because we're eventually going to get Matos back, right? And then Matos is going to get his rotation spot back as soon as he's healthy again. So that's one less thing to worry about. All right, lineups. Let's go. Clear it all. Empty everything. So we begin, as always, with batting ratings. The very best hitter on the team is Garrett Gunnels. He is the third hitter. No argument there. Gracia has the best combination of contact and power. He's going to hit cleanup. I've said cleanup. Edgar Guzman, I think, quite frankly, would be a pretty decent leadoff guy, so I'm going to give him that chance. And that way we can put Soriano and hit him fifth, where his power will be on display. Theo Gillen can hit second, because someone has to. Oh, or could be Salix Brown, but I frankly want to give him a chance lower in the lineup to get his feet wet before I promote him to that level of responsibility. Walker hits sixth, and we need our catcher, which is going to be Ollie Sanchez. And that is all finished. That's good. Dalen Newstrom is back up for space and pinch hitter. Chris Orban is going to be the primary backup in the corner spots. Mike Sheehan is going to be the backup in center with Orban backing him up. And Sheehan, I think you're a much better center fielder than Soriano, right? No, actually you're not. You're not that much better. So then Soriano can have his job there. Okay. Guidry is number one backup at all three infield positions. He's also... Yeah, Salix Brown is the worst of the three infielders, so he's the one that gets pulled if it's a close game. Orban's the number two pinch hitter. Orban is also, I think, the best pinch runner, followed by Sheehan. And Adam Shepard is the backup catcher and the number three pinch hitter. And then Mike Sheehan backs up everybody else at every other position. Mike Sheehan is the backup to end all backups. Because, no, he's actually not that good at third. I'm going to pull Sheehan from that. But he's really good at second, short, and center. And that's not bad. That makes him extremely valuable. And that looks good. I am pleased with that. I am a tiny bit concerned about our capabilities of getting on base. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. I'm hoping that Guzman's raw contact will help him But this is going to be Emilio Sandoval's spot eventually. We're just not there yet. Salix Brown, why are you sad? You're in the starting lineup. I don't know how much happier I can make you. This looks okay. I do want to set Shepard to start. Oh, sorry. Here, this is going to be bench coach and bench coach. No, Soriano's got to hit second. I can't trust. I need someone who can get on base. And Gillen did not get on base at all last season. Whereas Soriano at least might. So that's what we'll do there. I'm really tempted to go for David, Josh Cage, but I think it's worth it to give him that time in AAA and just watch Salix Brown quite carefully. I don't need to see much from Brown for him to stick on the roster, but I do need to see at least a little bit. So, I am concerned about the rotation a little bit, but Joe Field definitely takes a lot of my concerns away. I think he was a much-needed pickup here. Guzman and Soriano, if they can get on base, I think the rest of the lineup is going to drive them in. I think our 3 through 5 is as good as anyone else in the majors. Especially if Walker can get back to his previous play. But I also acknowledge that this is also going to be a year where our depth is going to be tested. And I have okay backups at most positions. It's just going to be a question of how things work out. But it's also cheaper. And with a team like the Pirates, cheaper is always better. Do I think we'll win the NL Central again? I do. But I'm not super happy about our chances. I don't like our 4th and 5th starters. I think we're asking for an awful lot. And we still have the problem we did last season, which is that we have people that are going to give up homers. I'm hoping that Tiong being a lefty mitigates some of the worst parts of him. And Palau's got so many pitches that I hope that just mixing up his pitches enough will get him where he needs to be. But we won't really know what's going to happen until it does happen. Do I want to bring Manoah back? My owner certainly wants me to. Oh, hell no. Yeah, owner, you're going to be real sad if you think I'm going to bring him back at $10 million a year. That's hilarious. I'm not doing that. Tiong could be on the move. We will see what happens with him. There's not really anybody else on the roster who's due for like a massive payday. So if we can manage the top 2, I think we'll have a pretty good spot. Gavin Gidra is really overpaid. I guess I never realized that, but he's pretty badly overpaid. And now I kind of wish I'd left him unprotected. But he's a decent enough emergency starter. He plays his positions quite well. For a 2nd round pick, he's fine. He's whatever. I wish we had more starters in the minors. I think that is our biggest weakness as a team, is we don't have enough quality starters in the minors. Ricky, I hope you can figure your shit out because you could be an amazing player. You could be really, really good. Andre Sevilla, I need you to figure out how to catch. But honestly, your bat is so good, I would even consider making you a backup right now. Because your ability is decent. Which means you're good at blocking the play. You're just not super great at throwing people out. Nick Rosario could be very quickly bumping the doors on the first base train. We've got a ton of depth at a lot of positions. We just don't have as much as I'd like overall. Emilio Sandoval, I'd like you to take one step forward in the minors this season. And I know you're probably kind of bummed because you've already played a lot in AAA last year and you played quite well. I just need that little extra nudge. And then you probably do end up replacing Guzman. Let me see your contact hit 65. If you hit 65, I'm not even going to put you on my short list. If you give me 65 contact, I will promote you, and I'll make you my new leadoff guy. Brown, here's what I need from you. I need you to get on base, and I need you to hit around 250. If you can do those two things, you're going to be a solid second baseman. And then I get the very genuinely fun job of figuring out what to do with Josh Cage, which I am ready for certain. But we're counting an awful lot on three people. Gunnels, Guzman, and Gracia. The killer G's, if you will. And if you won't, do it anyway. We've got some decent role players and some decent complementary pieces, but really it's going to depend on the big three. If the killer G's can manage things, then I think we'll be in good shape. If they can't, I don't know. I'm also quite concerned about the rotation. I am quite concerned. We're one injury away from Leon Paez being the difference between us winning or losing, and that isn't a great look. Or Burhan. Burhan is, I guess, okay, but still. We haven't done a great job of developing starters. That's been a failing of my tenure as the head of the Pittsburgh Pirates. We need to start finding better ones. I am also counting on the fact that Zach Whitney is better than he looks. Because I think he is. I truly think he is better than he looks because he's not far from being one of the better starters in the league. Relatively. Three starters on the trading block. Hey, look, Washington's trying to go to Caleb DiMuzio. Yeah, that's not going to work out for you. That's why I didn't want him. I mean, okay. Would I get Jimmy Raymond? Yes, in a minute. Can I get him? Absolutely not. There's no way in hell that you can get him, is there? Really? Okay. I'm not saying that Jimmy Raymond is perfect, but he would look mighty fine in our rotation. Mighty fine indeed. Even with his injury history, I'm willing to take a chance on him to see how he turns out. I just need to find a package of players where I can give them something without giving up too much. What about Josh Thiel? It's not enough to get down to, like, the bargain basement players, so I'm not going to do that. How about J.R. Myers and Josh Steele? Man, they are not really moving the needle. You want who you want. I kind of respect that. Manoa? Manoa. All right. So you're going right to the majors, and you're going right into the rotation, bumping Albring. In fact, we're going to do this and this. Dave Albring, you can be long relief emergency starter. I do need a new setup guy. I'm just going to make it Martin. I'm just going to give him a bigger role, and then the middle relief will fill in the way it fills. Man, if Jimmy Raymond works out the way that he might, we've made a significant upgrade. If he doesn't, he didn't cost me very much. He cost me a reliever I couldn't have re-signed anyway. So we're gonna give it the old college try, right? It's $2 million. If he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. But if he does work out, think of the deadly rotation that we will have if Matos comes back healthy. I really like that move. He is an injury risk. And if that happens, we're no worse off than we are now. Okay. It's going to make the owner cranky, but I bet if I win the World Series, he'll be a lot less cranky. Maybe. All right, friends. Well, that's going to go ahead and end the episode. Do share your thoughts on how we'll do next season. But until next time, this has been Indian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.